10 Common Time Management Mistakes. How and when to prevent common mistakes is an important question. How effectively do you organize your time? If you're like a lot of individuals, your response may not be entirely positive. Perhaps you are overburdened and often have to work late to meet deadlines. Time management errors include more than simply wasting time. They result in great attention, ineffective use of your attention, and ultimately, an inability to meet your goals. If you want to increase your productivity, attempt to avoid the following frequent mistakes. Most of us are aware that we might organize our time more efficiently, yet, identifying the errors we are doing and determining how we can better may be challenging. When we manage our time effectively, we are very productive at work and our stress levels decrease. We may dedicate time to fascinating, high-reward initiatives that can have a significant impact on a person's career. In a nutshell, we're happy. Mistake number 1, failure to maintain a to-do checklist. Do you ever have the nagging sensation that you've neglected to do anything important? Those who depend only on their recollections spend the most time, particularly when it comes to complicated tasks with many branches. If you don't keep track of what you need to accomplish with a comprehensive to-do list, you'll waste more time sifting through emails, attempting to read over shaky meeting notes, and asking co-workers the awkward question of what you're supposed to be doing. The key to successfully utilizing to-do lists is to prioritize the things on your list. Many people use an AF coding system. A for high priority items, F for very low priority items. Alternatively, you may use a through D or numerals to simplify this. If you have a lot of tasks on your list, the entries for them may be unclear and useless if you're not cautious. For example, you might have typed begin work on a budget proposal. But what exactly does this entail? The absence of details here may lead you to delay or overlook important tasks. So, be sure to break down big jobs or projects into clear, actionable stages. That way, you won't miss anything essential. You may also utilize action programs to organize your work when you have many big projects going on at the same time. Action programs are more powerful versions of to-do lists. Mistake number 2, failure to establish individual objectives. Do you have a plan for where you want to go in 6 months? Or how about next year, or perhaps 10 years from now? If not, now is the time to establish some personal objectives. If you'd like to go anywhere in terms of productivity, you must have clear objectives in mind. We're not speaking about particular project deliverables here, but rather a long-term goal toward which you're striving. Having a goal maintains your focus on the future and provides a strong foundation for your day-to-day actions. Don't be scared to set some high goals for the next years. Push yourself. Divide your dream down into tiny pieces and attainable goals, and you'll discover that you're getting closer to your goal every day. Life goal setting is essential for effective time management because it gives you a destination and a vision to strive for. You can manage your priorities, time, and resources to go where you want to go when you know where you want to go. Goals also assist you in determining what is worthwhile to devote your time to and what is just a diversion. Mistake number 3, failure to prioritize. Determining your top priorities may be difficult if the majority of your activities demand the same degree of commitment. For example, suppose you've just begun working on a high-priority job and are in the midst of discussing some great ideas with your team when one of your colleagues abruptly snatches your attention by pointing out that you need to concentrate on an important problem that has just arisen. However, if you want to better manage your time, you must learn how to prioritize activities. The action priority matrix is one tool which helps you prioritize successfully. It will give you a good idea if a job is high yield and high priority, or low value, fill-in, labor. If you understand the distinction, you will be able to better manage your time throughout the day. This kind of scenario is inevitable, but the key is knowing how to prioritize, and finding out how to do so is a time-consuming process. Tools such as the Action Priority Matrix and Google Keep may assist you in prioritizing and maintaining a consistent level of productivity. If you like pen and paper, the Full Focus Planner is a current favorite. Mistake number 4, not managing distractions. Did you realize that some of us may waste up to 2 hours each day on disruptive behavior? Consider what you'd do if you got that time back. Disturbances, whether they come from emails, IM conversations, co-workers in crisis, or phone calls from customers, keep us from reaching flow, which is the gratifying and apparently easy work we accomplish when we're fully involved in a job. While many lines of communication and social media platforms make it easier to interact, they are also very irritating. Raise your hand if you've ever intended to quickly browse through your Twitter or Instagram feed and ended up spending an hour or more. Whether it's the phone that keeps ringing or alerts from chat or social media groups, they disrupt our productivity and disrupt our creative process. Turn off all alerts and shut down Slack, plan time free of distractions, and reduce the amount of time you spend on activities that don't have a significant effect on your job. It's critical to know how to avoid disturbances and handle interruptions efficiently if you want to regain control of your day and do your best work. Turn off your chat applications, for example, when you need to concentrate, and let people know if they're constantly distracting you. You should also learn how to increase your focus while dealing with distractions. Mistake number 5, procrastination. Procrastination is almost certainly your worst attacker. Nothing is more damaging to your focus and actual potential than spinning in circles and creating excuses for not getting down to serious work. It not only creates a massive backlog, but it also makes you feel terrible for not starting your job, particularly if it is essential. Procrastination happens when you put off activities that should be completed almost immediately. When you procrastinate, you feel ashamed of not starting. You begin to hate completing the job, and, ultimately, everything bounces back to you when you fail to do the work on time. The easiest approach to preventing this situation is to dedicate a certain amount of time to simply getting started. This will spark your creativity and attract your attention to the project, and you will soon be completely immersed in it. If it doesn't work, consider dividing the job into smaller chunks. For example, one effective technique is to convince yourself that you will only work on a project for 10 minutes. Procrastinators often believe that they must complete a job from start to finish, which causes them to feel overwhelmed and worried. Instead, focus on putting in a small amount of effort to get started. That's it. You may also benefit from using action plans. These assist you in breaking big tasks down into smaller stages, making it easier to see everything that has to be done and allowing you to accomplish little portions at a time. This can help you avoid getting overwhelmed at the outset of a new endeavor. Mistake number 6, assuming too much. Are you someone who finds it difficult to say no to others? If this is the case, you most likely have far too many tasks and obligations on your desk. This could be due to poor performance, frustration, or a low morale. You could also be a micromanager, who insists on managing or performing all of the jobs themselves because they don't trust others to do them properly. This may be an issue for anybody, not just managers. In any case, taking on too much is a waste of time and may lead to a reputation for delivering hurried, shoddy work. Concentrating is just saying no, as Steve Jobs rightly said. For example, if you need to complete a vital project, you must be able to focus rather than adding additional work to your schedule, which would decrease your organizational performance. It may be tough to say no to an unscheduled business meeting or work requirement when you already have so much on your mind. As a consequence, it is critical to evaluate when and how to reject activities that you may have declined or scheduled for a later date. You may have also been offered an alternative option, such as completing the job later. This also implies that you should master the delicate skill of saying yes to the individual but no to the job. This ability allows you to establish yourself while preserving positive emotions among the group. If the other person begins to rely on you to answer yes to their request, learn to think quickly on your knees and to remain calm under pressure. Mistake number 7, trying to multitask. We often make the mistake of multitasking as we strive to become excellent at what we do. In theory, multitasking is possible if you need to stay on top of your tasks. Doing several things at once, on the other hand, hinders you from concentrating evenly on all of your activities and consumes much more of your time than doing your chores in a sequential order. To put it another way, if you want to be excellent at multitasking, you must be very organized and have a high degree of focus, inventiveness, and accuracy. The smartest way to do it is to avoid multitasking and instead concentrate on one job at a time. You'll be able to create relatively good work this way. Finally, multitasking might not be for everyone, so choose your fights wisely. When the conditions allow, avoid multitasking and concentrate on one job at a time. This will assist you in producing high-quality work and give you a feeling of accomplishment. Mistake number 8, failure to take breaks. Make some time for breaks even if you're working on a high-priority job or a slew of low-priority ones. Our brains were not designed to concentrate for 8 hours. The only logical remedy is to take a break and do something unrelated to your work, such as eating, going for a short stroll, exercising, or just doing nothing and relaxing. This should help you cleanse your mind and generate psychological vigor for the next task. It's comforting to believe that you can work for 8 to 10 hours straight, particularly if you're on a tight deadline. However, no one can concentrate and create really high-quality work unless they allow their brains to rest and recharge. As a result, don't disregard breaks as wasting time. They offer important downtime, allowing you to think creatively and work efficiently. If it's difficult for you to stop working, plan breaks for yourself or set an alarm to remind you. Take a little stroll, get a cup of coffee, or just sit and meditate at your desk. Every hour or so, try to take a 5-minute break. Also, make sure you leave enough time for lunch. You won't be able to create high-quality work if you're hungry. Mistake number 9, scheduling tasks ineffectively. We all have distinct rhythms, or times of the day when we feel the most effective and energized. Furthermore, our production level fluctuates not only from day to day, but also from person to person in various nations. While some individuals are most productive when they first get up, others are most productive after the sun has gone down. The simplest approach to managing your time is to identify your peak period and devote that time to performing high-priority work rather than spreading it out across less essential, repetitive activities. You may maximize your time by scheduling high-value work during your peak period and low-energy tasks, such as answering phone calls and checking email, during your down time. Is this a task for the morning? We'll show you how to do this. Mistake number 10, neglecting bad habits. Toxic behaviors prevent you from achieving your objectives. They continue to squander your time and money. Furthermore, they have a detrimental effect on both your mental and physical health. As a consequence, it is critical that you continue with the tradition of changing undesirable behaviors. There are a few techniques you may use to practice breaking undesirable behaviors. Some instances are as follows: choose a suitable replacement for any harmful behavior. Avoid situations that lead you to indulge in harmful behaviors. Work with a friend or colleague who can keep track of your progress in overcoming your negative characteristics. Use positive affirmations to keep yourself motivated. Make a fresh to-do list for each day. If you want to preserve time for important work tomorrow, be careful and make a to-do list ahead of time. Mistake number 11, seek the advice of a mentor for additional help. You may also seek the assistance of a coach, who can provide time management advice and assist you in improving your time management abilities. They help you establish objectives, allocate responsibilities, and advise you on how to accomplish work more efficiently. Mistake number 12, assign non-essential tasks wherever possible. HBR conducted a study on how to make information workers more efficient. They found that information workers spend an average of 41% of their days on low-value tasks that others might do. In turn, they spend a considerable amount of time on office work and administrative duties. As a consequence, identifying and assigning low-value activities is essential in order to free up time to conduct significant work. It may be tough to delegate low-value work at first, but it will pay off in the end. In short, recognizing and correcting time management errors is one of the most effective methods to boost your productivity. When you make the effort to correct these errors, you will notice a significant increase in your productivity, and you will also be happier and less stressed. And if you want to learn and even become a time management instructor, check out the Time Management A to Z Trademark, Ultimate Productivity Skills course. The link of this course can be found in the comments section.